My name is Levi Lascsak. I'm here with my partner, Travis Plumb, right here. We're also with Jeff Ruby. And so I just met Jeff, so he's going to talk a little bit more on the agent attraction side for YouTube. We're going to talk more on the client attraction side for YouTube. So this is really about, we're going to try to give you a very brief overview real quick, but Travis and I, myself, we are first year agents. So actually December will be both of our 1 year anniversary. And through the power of YouTube, we've generated $40 million in production in our first year. So about 700,000 in GCI is already closed. So even if everything else failed today, we've closed over 700,000 in GCI from YouTube. And that was the difference. So here's the big deal is that we understood coming into real estate, it wasn't about, one of my mentors told me it's not the best real estate agent that wins, it's the best marketer. So I knew coming into it, and also I heard the old Tom Ferry quote, 87% of agents fail in the first 2 years. So coming into it, I was actually very concerned because last year during lockdowns, my previous business, my financial services business, took a complete nosedive and I went to zero. So I knew I dabbled in real estate, but at the same time I was scared to death because I was 41 years old, felt like I was starting over, and getting into licensed residential real estate was like very overwhelming to think. I felt like I was completely starting over. So I knew going into it that I needed a good marketing plan. A marketing plan above all else is going to be the difference. And so after months of research, a couple of months of research, decided that YouTube was going to be the best platform because I knew I wanted to attract business. I didn't want to go the old traditional routes, and not that there's anything wrong with that. So disclaimer, I'm not here to knock cold calling, door knocking, spending money on postcards, sphere of influence, none of that. It just wasn't something that I was looking to get involved in. And so I was looking for a different way to attract business. I knew that would be through social media, but I wasn't sure which platform that was. All the noise was about Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Again, nothing against those platforms because I know several agents that are very successful on those platforms. But when I looked into those platforms, something didn't sit right with me either. And I felt like they were a little bit too labor intensive as well. So I was looking for how do I leverage time and also attract business, get people calling us. So after a couple of months, I decided that was probably going to be YouTube. Bought a couple of books. So 2 books, YouTube Secrets and the YouTube Formula. YouTube Secrets is the best-selling YouTube book right now about YouTube. And these teach you the principles and fundamentals about YouTube. Well, Benji Travis and Sean Cannell, 2 very prominent YouTubers on there. Guys, they're coming out with the 2nd edition this month. We're actually going to be featured in that book now because they heard our story and found out that we were able to generate right now total with 40 million at 1.1 million in GCI. With less than 5,000 subscribers. We're actually about to break 6,000 subscribers on our channel now, but this has all been completely organic with 0 ad spend. So we haven't spent a single penny on advertising. That's how powerful the YouTube platform is. And so we knew going into it that if we let the algorithm work for itself, create the right type of content, we would attract the business. And it's all 100% inbound. We have not made a single outbound phone call. We haven't sent out a single postcard. And whenever people call in, they develop a relationship with you. I was at Tom Ferry a couple of weeks ago in Dallas, and the whole theme I walked away from there was video, video, video. Guys, this is a way to absolutely leverage your time. The thing is that people on YouTube are extremely intentional. Every other platform, every other type of marketing that we've been exposed to is interruption marketing. You got to get hit and retargeted over and over and over again before somebody actually buys into what you're doing. Well, intentional marketing means that you're the person that shows up when someone's intentional about the product that they're looking for. So if you're the person that keeps showing up when they're researching real estate about your city, in particular, we're in Dallas, Texas, then if you keep showing up, you're going to look like the automatic authority, right? It doesn't matter. Here's the thing, not a single person. We've brought in almost 400 leads on the YouTube channel. We've closed 70 transactions. Guys, that's a conversion rate of 18%. That is completely unheard of in any type of online marketing. But the reason being is because they develop a relationship with you over that time period. They don't just watch one video, they watch 2, 3, 4, 10, 15 videos. Why? Because we've built up the library on there. That's the big difference. And so whenever they call you, they already feel like they know you. They've developed a relationship with you, and not a single person has ever asked either one of us, how long have we been in business? What brokerage are we with? What is our production levels? Any of that. They don't care. They just know they want to work with us, period. And that's what it comes down to. So the thing is that I didn't study how to become the best real estate agent. I studied how to become the best marketer. And the thing is becoming the best real estate agent will work itself out, right? Because the more transactions you do, the better you're going to get at something. And so now we've been through quite the ringer on that, and it's grown very rapidly. And so the thing is that it's also, I would say, the most important part of YouTube, and then I'll turn it over here to Jeff to say his part, is that YouTube, who says time is the best asset, right? We say that time is the #1 asset. So if it's the most important asset, why would you not want to put your time into something that actually can compound your time? When we invest money, we want to know what that return is. We want to know what's the return on that investment. What's our interest rate, or what are we going to actually get back from putting our money into something? But what about time? If time is the most valuable asset, why not put your efforts into something that pays you back? And YouTube doesn't take you time. YouTube actually makes you time. And not only makes you time, it compounds your time. So for example, one video that we published, it took 30 minutes to make. That's it. So what people tell us, their #1 excuse of not doing YouTube is they don't have time. But think about it, 30 minutes to make a video, that one video has been watched 3,200 hours. If you take 24 hours a day and divide that into 3,200, that's 133 days. So that 30 minutes it took me to make that one video, it's given me back 133 days. Look it up on our channel. That one actually, it's Don't Move to Dallas. So that's it. So it's Don't Move to Dallas. So we talk about, but we talk about the market. The other thing is that the channel is not about, the main thing is that you're compounding your time. And the channel now has over 50,000 watch hours on it in less than a year. If you divide that by 24 hours in a day, that's almost 5.81 years that has returned us. So that's people that are consuming the content. And the reason being is because they're looking for that information, they're in research, they're in the buying mode, they're in the buying process. 25% of our traffic comes from TV, which means people are sitting on their couch in their living rooms watching the content. They're extremely intentional, they're looking for that information. And the other aspect is that we didn't make the channel about ourselves. We made it about Dallas. It's all value driven, it's all 100% client driven. We don't talk about, we don't do a day in the life of, or we don't talk about real estate agent stuff or anything like that. It's all 100% client driven. So whenever they find it and they look at and they find a video, it's going to be relevant to them, and also creating evergreen content so that no matter what video they find it, no matter what time of day, night, weekend, or the time of year, it's going to be relevant to them at that time. So every single video is likely relevant to them. And so it's a very specific strategy that we've worked on, but that's the thing, is now people call you. We don't have to have funnels, we don't have to have lead magnets, we don't have to ask for their emails, because even if we did that, we would still be on the defense, so to speak. We would be outbound, right? If they submit their email or their phone number, we would still have to call them. Well, here, we just let all the videos do the work for us, and whenever they call us, they've already made the decision that they want to work with us. They've chosen us already at that point. And whenever they call us, they're super excited that we actually answer the phone. And so you even develop, that's the thing, is they feel like they know you. If we showed you when we actually do a presentation, the text, emails, everything we get, their pages. I mean, they tell us their kids' names, their kids' social security numbers, their date of birth. I mean, we've had people email us their entire asset list from their Yahoo account, which we don't recommend at all whatsoever. But we provide that opportunity for them to reach out to us, and that's the power of video. Most importantly, the power of YouTube, because it is long-form content, guys. Everything else, they say you have to build up 6 minutes of content for somebody to become a customer, right? They have to see 6 minutes of your content in traditional marketing. Well, we're averaging 10.5 minutes view time in one sitting. And that's the power of YouTube, because every other platform, you've got to hit them over and over and over again with 30-second, 1-minute videos on these other platforms, right? And so you have to actually build up to 6 minutes worth of content for them to consume, for them to even consider you. But at the same time, there's just really not enough substance there. We all know who's run Facebook ads in here. Quite a few. And when you reach out to them, they're probably still like, who are you? Oh, wait, what? I just clicked on that ad. And so they're still not developing a relationship with you. There's not the same component as YouTube. So with that, I could go on and on, but YouTube formula. YouTube formula and YouTube secrets.
Those are the two books.
The thumbnail? The content is all about your city. So you want to provide all the information you want to, which is either the good things, the bad things, what's it like to eat, sleep, work, play, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything like that. So general concepts that anybody can do pretty much work in any market is pros and cons, 10 things you don't like about your city, cost of living, top neighborhoods, anything like that. That's what people are searching. That's what they want to see.
Specifically real estate, or are you doing restaurant reviews?
Zero restaurant reviews, zero business owner reviews, none of that.
How do you go about the research for the titles that you're going to use for the video you're going to shoot?
So he asked about researching titles. So ultimately you can look on Google. There's Google Keyword Planner. That's free. You can also download, there's it's called TubeBuddy. That's an extension we use. It's a Chrome extension that links into your YouTube TubeBuddy. So you can actually look and see. What I would recommend is you search all of your suburbs and find out which are the most searched, and then you start with making videos about that suburb. I'm sorry? Just search Dallas. Just ask what's the YouTube. Just search Dallas, Texas, and see if one of our videos pops up. So that's another aspect and part of the strategies. We don't actually share direct links. We've never shared it with anybody anywhere. So we let YouTube find the audience. YouTube is the best platform for finding the audience, and YouTube is the most creator friendly because they want their number one goal is time on platform. They want people to stay on the platform as long as possible. So they actually want to find your audience. You know, you've all posted something on Facebook, and then you ask your mom, hey, did you see that post? And your mom said, no, I didn't. Because Facebook, they don't even want your friends and family to see your post. They want you to pay to boost that out there. And so YouTube actually wants to find your audience, and so they push that out there, and we've been very specific about letting them do that. So we actually don't share the links, but yes, if you search Dallas, Texas, we'll probably pop up.
I think he wants me to piggyback off that. Yeah.
I want to turn it, go ahead.
And then I think it's really also very, very important to understand that the quality of the client that you're going to be getting from YouTube, again, show of hands, like how many people have run Facebook ads? Instagram, Google? Okay, so my last 5 years, I've owned a digital marketing agency, so I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, on advertising from Google, Facebook, and Instagram. And every single time, we would have to have text message automations, email automations. I had an entire call center in Mexico with like 40 people calling these leads, trying to get them to convert for our clients. At the time, they were my real estate clients, or mortgage clients, I should say, as well. And that's the difference, is like we would have to convert. I mean, we had to do everything in our power to get those to convert at 1% to 3%. I'm talking everything. And then of course you had another variable in there, which is the real estate agent. So you have to have a real estate agent who's actually willing to work these leads. And so with Facebook, it's really easy to generate, 100 leads a month, 150 leads a month. You can get those for about $2 or $3 a piece, but you're having to work with those over and over and over again. In your first month, you have 150 leads. Then your second month, you have 300 leads. You've spent, $750, but you're not converting any of these. The average conversion on Facebook is going to be about 6 months. Google's usually about 3 or 4 months if you're really, really good. Our average conversion cycle for our YouTube clients is under 30 days. And we're converting at 18%. And the goal of this was to people are like, well, how are you converting these clients so quickly? Well, because they're motivated, right? They're finding us when they're ready. And the best part about our clients, I'm telling every single person in this room, if you are not on YouTube, you are missing out on so much business and so much money, it's not even funny. So we wanted to work with relocation. How many in here work with a lot of buyers locally? A lot of buyers? They drive you nuts, right? You're having to drive around, you're having to show them 50, 60, 70 homes. It sucks. I don't want to do that. So I didn't want to work with a local buyer. I wanted to find someone who was in a serious rush, who really needed to move. And that's what we did with our YouTube channel. We're finding clients that are wanting to relocate. So what happens is a little bit of our process is, because we have it so dialed in now, is when a lead comes in, there's 3 things that we basically do. Is we get them set up on a property alert. You know what I'm saying? We get them all set up on property alerts. And then we get them connected with one of our preferred mortgage lenders. Then we send them an email on when they're coming into town. No one comes into town and works with me or anybody on our team unless they're pre-approved, pre-qualified, and ready to pull the trigger on something. Then I take control of the client, and they're typically coming into town for only 3 or 4 days. These people are getting their job transfers, they're getting bonuses, they're trying to leave California, New York, these other states. We're from Dallas, so they're trying to get out of these states where they're just unhappy and they're miserable. So they're trying to get out of there very, very, very quickly. So whenever they come into town, they're here to buy, and we make sure. So if they're here for 3 days, their very first day, I make them drive around on their own. I'm not gonna spend time driving around. You don't need my help or something like that. And then day 2, I say, hey, look, why don't you pick out your top 6 or 8 homes? I'll go out there, I'll personally work with you, and I'll show you those 6 or 8 homes. And if for whatever reason we don't find something that you like, then hey, you know what, I'll have my showing agent hop out there on day 3. I usually try to have them come on a Thursday night. They drive around Friday. We look at homes on Saturday, and Sunday we're here to place offers, okay? Every single offer that we do, I call and I work that deal with the listing agent. For those of you who are wondering how we convert these, I talk to that listing agent personally every single time. And I basically try to pre-negotiate that deal with the listing agent. So like last weekend, I had 4 clients in town. 3 of them wanted to submit an offer. I got back on a Sunday at 2:30. I was able to talk to the listing agent for 3 deals. I got 3 deals typed up between 2:30 and 5 o'clock, and all 3 of them got executed. The best part about YouTube is you can do this from anywhere in the world. We were just in LA at a YouTube conference, and then we were chilling on the beach for 3 days, and I executed on 6 deals in 1 week, and I was just literally on the beach hanging out. So the type of client that you're gonna be getting from YouTube is far superior to anything that you've ever done before. I've been doing this for many, many years, and I think it's very important for each and every one of y'all to really try to start a new strategy, because I mean, EXP, this is what all the big people are talking about right now, is video, 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 video. If you're not getting on video and you're not building a brand, well, then you're gonna be stuck in a transactional business for the rest of your life. I don't know about you, but I don't wanna be stuck in a transactional business forever. I wanna build a digital asset. And this is one thing, and I'll leave y'all with it, I'll turn it over, is imagine building your YouTube channel for 5 or 10 years, right? We've done $1.2 million in commissions in about 8 months. And you know, that's gonna probably grow exponentially next year, because we're about to launch into a luxury market as well, which is why we hired a full-time videographer. We got a couple $4+ million listings that we started shooting, so we're gonna move into that market as well. How much do you think our YouTube channel is worth right now if someone wanted to come by and buy that? It's worth probably $4 or $5 million right now, and it's only 8 months old. So what are y'all doing, right? If you were to do this for 5 or 10 years, thanks, bro. Appreciate that. So that's the most important thing, is like, obviously we're an EXP. We want to build passive revenue. We want to build our stock portfolio. We want to sell a lot of real estate, but I don't want to sell real estate for very long. So I want to build a digital asset that we can make, $2, $3, $4 million a year from. Do that for 5 or 10 years. And the best of that's why we made our channel non-branded. Our channel is living in Dallas. Any investor, anyone who wants to come by and they want to buy that channel from us, we'll talk about that deal, and that's completely interchangeable. We have all the systems, the processes, everything built out to where someone could come in, buy that asset, and they have a full running business, because this is not going to slow down. It only gets better and better and better and better. So that's just a little bit about YouTube. Sure.
So when you started out, out of my
Stand up.
When you started out, did you have a videographer from the get-go to do everything you were doing, or did you just start with your iPhone and do it?
That's a great question.
That's my biggest thing. My goal has been to do YouTube for 2 years now. I didn't do it. I did an intro video. I went to Fiverr, had somebody make me it.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's set in my inbox forever. I downloaded it, and I still have no YouTube. So
everything that we have done, where's my iPhone? It's been on an iPhone. We vlog style everything. Hey, what's up everybody? Thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas? Well, you're gonna wanna make sure to stick around for this video, because we're gonna get after it right now. And that's it. And then you hop into the material. Everything that we've done has been on our iPhone. We didn't hire a full-time videographer until we wanted to move into luxury real estate. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Thank you. So my question is, for those that are doing a lot of YouTubing right now, my biggest concern is, what are you guys saying that is consistent at the end of the video? Is that we all get the hook in the beginning, but at the end, where it really truly gets people to be like, I want to engage with you.
Yeah, so it's very important at the very beginning. Like you only have like 6 or 8 seconds to capture their attention from the very beginning. So you don't want to spend a lot of time introducing yourself. No one cares who I am. No one cares who Levi is. They want to get to the content. They want to get to the material as quick as possible. So that's why in all of our videos, we're like, hey, so you're thinking of moving to Frisco, Texas. Hey, so you think you're moving to Dallas, Texas. Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Plano, Texas. that hooks them in right away, and then we jump into the material, and then we do like a brief introduction, and that's where our call to action comes into play. So hey, whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, there's 4 ways people want to communicate: text, email, Zoom, and calls. So whether you're wanting to move in 9 days or 90 days, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or if you want to meet us face to face, you can hop on a Zoom meeting with us, and we'll see you there. So that's it. And then inside of your description, you don't need to have a lot of links. YouTube does not want your watchers, your viewers, your subscribers leaving the channel. So if you have a bunch of links in there and you're trying to get people to leave, you're gonna suffer for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
My question was about the description as well. I heard that you put certain things in the description and it will help your video to pop up. So what should we be putting in the description?
Yeah, so the question is what can you put in the description? So this is the thing, is YouTube's really one of the most simple platforms, but at the same time, it's one of the most complicated to learn on the back end. So it's all driven by search engine optimization, which is what drives Google, right? YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine in the world, right behind Google, and they own each other, so they talk hand in hand. If you ever notice, if you Google something now, you scroll about halfway down, you're gonna see YouTube videos. If you go to the images on Google, half of those will be thumbnails to YouTube videos. So search is driving a lot of that. So you want to think about what are people searching about in your city and area, and then also what you put in the description. YouTube recommends this, and actually they have a YouTube Creator Academy that you can log into. There's several YouTube creators that teach only YouTube on YouTube, and they talk about having a full description in there, kind of like a blog description in that. There's also tags, titles, keywords, hashtags. All of it plays a role. I'll just say this, that if you're filling out a description on YouTube, don't leave anything blank. If they have a category or a drop-down menu or a blank there, they've put it there for a reason. So most people just upload a video and that's it. But you want to go through every single aspect that's in that back-end description, because that's what communicates to the algorithm. The algorithm reads, writing. And so that's very important. And so you want to spell it out as clear as possible so that it understands exactly what your video is about, because YouTube wants to find your audience for you. But you have to let them know what your video is about in the description, because that's what the algorithm reads.
Hey, and real quick, we're going to turn this over to Jeff. Hey, if you follow me and Levi Lascsak and you send us just a DM that says tools, we'll send you all of our stuff, okay? So follow us, send us a DM tools, and we'll send you everything.
Ooh, did you guys hear that?
Let's go, Jeff.
Come on now.
All right.
So just go on Instagram, type in Levi, and then LAS will probably pop up, and then Travis Plumb with a B on the end.